Is whenever
I'm not telling you nothing. I can show you.
Whenever the apostles, all throughout the Roman world, when they preached, primarily they were preaching to Hebrew.
I'm gonna show you something right now. Watch this.
No. Answer my
yes,
question.
absolutely. Let me. Hold on. What's?
I guess we're done.
Hold on. No. Listen to me.
We're done.
You're
done.
In the time of Christ.
Yes.
Who ran Israel?
Who ran it? The Romans did.
Show me Christ teaching to the Romans.
He didn't. He didn't.
Why?
He didn't.
Why?
What does the scripture say?
Why did he not teach to the Romans? You said it was for all men.
He said he came.
Brethren, I pray you sing a new song. Sing praise in the assembly of the righteous. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let the high praise of God be on the mouths of the saints and a two-edged sword in their hands to execute vengeance on the demonic nations and punishments on those peoples, to bind their kings with chains. This honor have all his saints. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Sing to him a new song.
When I hear foolishness, I'm definitely uptight.
Right.
This is Jeremiah chapter 23 verse 3. And I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all the countries whither I have driven them.
Hold on.
Yeah. Who will do it?
Why he say that he gonna gather the remnant of his flock?
Who's gonna do it?
Huh?
Who's gonna do it?
Why he say that?
Huh?
Why he say that?
Because that's his promise. He's gonna fulfill it.
Right. So
he's gonna gather himself as his people.
So you don't understand what you just did, brother.
You know?
You just said he had other sheep that was not of this fold.
Yeah.
So why did he just say this? Read it again.
And I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all the countries whither I have driven them.
Where are they at, William? All the remnant.
The remnant of his flock?
Right.
They're dispersed.
So that's what I'm trying to show you. This is why he said I have other sheep that are not of this fold. When Christ was on the scene, he was in Israel, and you had only the Jews that was there.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? The other tribes are already gone into Assyrian captivity and so forth. You see what I'm saying? That's why he was telling y'all, like,
this is the Babylonian captivity.
Hold on.
Right?
Listen.
Right?
Listen. Hold on, listen. This is why it's saying this is before Christ, though.
Yeah.
Right. So
who you reading from? Ezekiel or Jeremiah?
Jeremiah.
Okay, Jeremiah prophesied before the captivity.
Right, exactly. That's why it's prophecy.
The Babylonian captivity came before them.
Right, go ahead.
Yeah.
And will bring them again to their folds.
Yeah.
And bring them to what?
Yeah.
And bring them again to their folds.
Now read it again from the top, slow.
And I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all the countries whither I have driven them, and will bring them again to their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase.
That's the prophecy. Can't take away from that.
So when you're talking about he have other sheep that wasn't of this fold, that's because it was other tribes that was dispersed already. You got to remember that they got dispersed a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? They got dispersed. Even when you're dealing with the Babylonian captivity.
When were they dispersed?
Hold on. Listen. Even when you're dealing with the
when were they dispersed chronologically?
1 second, Elder. Even when you're dealing with Babylonians, all the Israelites wasn't in Babylonian captivity.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So when you're talking about that, they were already dispersed already during that period of time, right? Now, if you want the actual chronological dates and everything, I can look it up really quick.
It starts with Solomon, right?
Huh?
It starts with Solomon.
Well, the separation.
The separation starts with Solomon.
So
that's when the kingdom.
So you go all the way back to Kings then. Whatever period of Kings.
Well, it starts with Solomon, 1 Kings 11.
Right, so we're not. The point we're trying to show you is that they were already dispersed.
Yeah.
So this is already back in the
so
time.
Then what hold on.
Next? This is in the back. You already admitted that it was back in the time of 1 Kings. You already admitted that during the Babylonian Empire they were already separated. So when you get all the way talking about that he had other sheep that are not of this fold, when you talk about Matthews, then why would you not hold that in mind in regard?
So Christ himself wasn't talking about the heathen, the uncircumcised, the non-Jews, non-Hebrews.
No.
Okay. Hey, can I bring this up? John 11 and 51.
Okay, he's not talking about that.
John 11 and 51.
Hold on. Okay, so if he was, why did he command the disciples not to go to them then? If he was talking to them, why did he want them to know?
I don't know.
Answer that, Elder. You're 58 years old.
I know you want me to answer it.
I do.
You don't want me to answer it.
I'm asking.
Okay?
Why did he tell him that? Why did he tell the disciples that?
Because to them, we're going to, at Romans 9, 10, and 11.
I didn't ask about Paul. I asked about Christ.
Because chronologically, it's not about Paul now. It's about the chronology that when Christ came, he came first to his own. It's just simple.
Hold on. So when did he come to the other people then?
And hold on a second.
When did Christ come
to
the other people?
In Matthew 10, he says, go not to the Gentiles, right? right? Does it say that?
Absolutely.
And then she says, go not the way of Samaritans, right?
Right.
But go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Right.
But then a Syrophoenician woman comes to him later in Matthew 15:24
Right.
and asks for healing
For who?
for their child.
So according to how do you become an Israelite?
So, but listen,
Hold on, I want to, because you're
listen.
trying to make a statement like you knew that woman, that child that he healed,
Yeah.
was not an Israelite. Can you prove it wasn't?
Well, the Bible's clear.
Well, the Bible is definitely clear. Matthew 15,
24.
Numbers.
No, let's not do that.
Yeah, we is.
Listen,
Yeah, we is.
listen.
We
It's
gonna do
Matthew
it.
15:24. So this woman was clearly a Hebrew.
Watch this. I didn't never say that. I'm about to show you something. It definitely says a Phoenician, a Canaanite woman, right?
Yeah.
Let's go to Numbers 1 and 18 though,
Clearly defined.
right? Did it ever give a nationality of the daughter?
No.
What determines your nationality according to the Bible?
What can be geographical?
What do you mean? How don't a geographical location do not
No, but you
determine?
asked me. There's times where people are no case, like Joseph of Arimathea.
No, let's
Talk
do
about
this.
where you coming from.
Let's do this. Did Paul consider himself as a Roman?
Oh no.
Yeah, he did. He said that they called
Well,
him.
time for time, but overall, when you really
He was
press
born
them,
wrong.
press them all, he has citizenship.
Right, that's the point.
Yeah.
So you got citizenship in America, you think you're from New York, but you're really not from New York, you're in the land of your captivity. You're from somewhere else. Your origin relies somewhere else. So you're doing that because you know. Why you just can't be humble and be like, yeah, all right, you got a point there. Why you can't do that? Because you
You got a passport?
huh?
Yeah,
no,
you have a
no,
passport?
I don't have a passport.
Anybody got a passport?
No, I'm pretty sure you don't either.
Oh, I do. But anyhow, the thing is this. I got a passport. The thing is this.
Why you don't
If
go back to
did-
your land then?
Why don't I go back to the land?
Yeah, go back to your land. You love America?
Definitely.
Did you see what they did to what's his name, Aubrey, the other day?
Definitely. Tragic.
You love America, huh?
I don't love that.
Well, yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do, man.
My brother was shot by a black man
So
in
why would
Queens,
you-
where I'm from. Don't tell me who I don't love and
Hold
who I
on,
don't
so
love.
this-
okay?
listen, hold on,
A black man shot my brother.
Hold on.
When the
Hey.
Supreme Team was running havoc
Hey.
in Queens, my
Hey.
brother got shot around that time in July 2nd, 1987.
Hey, doing the work of the
Okay,
white
so
man.
I don't
man.
love that.
Doing the work of the white man.
Them brothers selling them drugs like you was talking about earlier.
Right.
But pain is still pain,
Do
brother.
you do drugs?
Pain, huh?
Do you do drugs?
Nah,
At all?
not at all. I ain't smoked a joint in 35 years.
You do any other drugs?
No.
No drugs.
Maybe some coffee from time to time.
You playing games now.
I'm serious. I don't get high.
Go ahead, Doc.
I ain't smoked a joint in
All
35
right, so
years.
look. So you said according to geography, right? Go ahead, Ron.
This is Numbers chapter 1 and verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
No, by the woman.
By the house of their
So
fathers.
when you come up here talking about, oh yeah, he dealt with this Phoenician woman, but he didn't bless the woman, he blessed the daughter. The daughter was the one that
Well,
had
what
the
about
child.
the woman at the well in John 4? Did he
What
bless
about
her?
it? Well, hold on. What the woman-
Was she a Jew?
What did she
she
say?
a Hebrew?
What verse is that real quick?
In
What-
John 4, the 4th chapter.
All right, go to John 4. Let's see what that woman said.
Was she a Hebrew? She was a Samaritan. Was she Hebrew? Can you prove that she was a descendant of Abraham, Isaac, and
All right, watch
Jacob?
this. Watch this. Go ahead.
This is John chapter 4 and verse 19. The woman saith unto him, Sir,
What the woman say?
I perceive that thou art a prophet. Our fathers worshipped in this mountain, and ye say that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship.
Why she say our fathers?
Talking about the Hebrews?
So why she put herself in the Israelite nation, saying our fathers? Now you just said that you could
And
be.
you want me to
hold on,
answer it into the
Mr.
question?
Williams, can you not? You just
Is
said
it a question?
No, hold on. I got a
Because if
question.
you got the answer, there ain't no question.
I'm not. I'm about to.
How did the Samaritans come about? If we're going to have
I'm
this
about to
talk,
ask you a question now.
how did they come
I'm
about?
about to ask you a question now. You already. I'm going to give a statement that you said already.
Yeah.
You said that your nationality can determine on your citizenship. Is you not?
Part of it.
So did it?
Part of it.
Did it not play in this verse
It
right
can,
here?
it can come from you being part of a diaspora. Your citizenship
Okay.
can come.
So
Your
got you.
citizen.
I got you, but she had
no,
enough-
No, but your citizenship can come 3 ways. It can become by your family lineage.
Okay.
It can come by your geographical, but also it can come by adoption.
Okay, so let me ask you. Let me show you.
Yes
how
or
this-
no?
Yes. No. He threw that into the end. That adoption? No. You almost got me. I was thinking too
I
fast.
wasn't trying to get you, man.
You did.
I wasn't trying to get you,
Hey,
man. We
hold on.
talking.
I know I got you, but
We talking,
Now-
man. You trying to convince me. You're trying to tell me that all the biblical characters who have been afforded salvation are primarily Israelites, and no one else has any hope.
Well, the Bible says that.
And I don't believe that.
The Bible says
Because the call of this minority people in the midst of the Egyptians was to bring us
Read it.
universal
Listen
salvation.
to this. Jeremiah 3 and verse 23.
And this is what they're
Truly
telling you.
in vain is salvation hoped for from the hills and from the multitude of mountains. Truly in the Lord our God is salvation of Israel.
Yeah, why?
Because the Bible said it.
Why?
I ain't got
Why
to
is salvation for Israel?
Because the Bible said it.
Kind.
It's been
Why?
prophesied.
Yes, the Bible said that. Why is salvation for Israel?
The Bible said it.
Why?
The Bible said it.
Why?
He's telling you.
Huh? Why?
Why? I remember that song. Why?
What does it say?
That was
Salvation is of the Jews for what purpose?
Because it said it.
Most I wanted it.
Yes, the most I wanted it to be, but that the nations can experience it as well. That's
Prove
the whole
it. Prove
point.
that. What verse is that?
I told you, Romans 10 and 13.
Go to
Whoever
Romans 10 and
called.
13, y'all.
1 John 2.
Hold on, we about to go to it.
Whosoever believe. What does it say in 1 John? What does it say in John
Right, you.
3:16?
Right, you. Now you.
For God so loved the world. What does it say? Romans 5. And you know what? I let it slip. Romans 5 and 12. How does sin come into the world?
Go ahead.
And death by sin.
Romans 10 and
Right?
12.
But now
What
his
you want?
righteousness comes into the world through this one man.
That's why I
Jesus
said,
Christ.
man, you keep just throwing out. Let's deal with it.
Romans 10
Let's
and
deal
12.
with it.
10 and
Because you got just one sentence you're telling me.
Okay, so let's
You-
do it.
you only got
Watch this,
one
y'all.
sentence.
Let's go to John 3:16, y'all, because we know he goes.
Huh?
We gonna do. You want John
And Romans
3:16?
5 and 8. Go
That's
to
what we
Romans
got.
5 and 8.
Now, I'm gonna ask
But God
you.
commended his love toward us while we were in
Hey,
sin. Christ died
watch
for
this,
us.
y'all. Watch this, y'all. Who was Christ talking? Believed in Christ.
Believers in Rome in Christ.
What was they in the diaspora already?
Well, who was in diaspora?
Was the Israelites in the diaspora already in the time of Romans?
No, they came out of captivity.
What captivity did they come out
The
of?
Babylonian.
No, Babylonians way in the Old Testament. What are you talking about? Are you serious? Are you serious?
Definitely. They had already come out of
Hold on, y'all.
captivity.
Hold on,
Okay,
real quick.
wait, go. They had come out of captivity.
It's in a Greek captivity.
Absolutely.
Well, you're talking about, let's see, what, the Seleucids? You're talking about the Seleucids? The Jews had a little bit of autonomy in the first century. Did y'all have autonomy in the first century?
We are the
BC
Jews.
before
What are you
Christ?
talking about? You say that the Jews had.
So you're descendants of the Maccabees and all of that. Who fought?
Absolutely.
You're the Maccabees.
Absolutely.
Definitely our forefathers.
Watch this. Watch this. Let me read something too. Let me show you something. This is the book of John, chapter 7, verse 35. It says, Then saith the Jews among themselves,
Yeah.
Whither will he go, that we shall not find him? Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles?
Yeah.
He said to disperse among the Gentiles
Yeah.
and teach the Gentiles. Why did he just call the Jews Gentiles?
Well, he didn't call them that. That's not the context.
Come here. I want you to read this.
No, I got it. I heard it. I heard it.
Hold on. Let's
Well,
read it
he
again.
said,
then.
well,
Let's
he
read
go
it slow.
among the dispersed
Among.
the Gentiles and also teach the Gentiles.
That ain't what it said. That is
That's a
not.
translation.
You're lying then.
No, I'm not. I'm not lying.
Okay, I'm done with you, man. You can just go ahead.
I'm not. I'm
You
not.
can just go, man. because
I'm not lying.
it's not gonna do-
What I'm saying to you, and I've been saying this to you, and every time I talk to you guys, I'm gonna tell you the same thing. The nations that the Bible talks of, they are not Jews. And whenever you hear me, and you're gonna hear me 10 years from now, by the grace of God. And when you do, I'm gonna say you the same thing. Paul was persecuted as a result of him avoiding the non-circumcised salvation. Who is Titus? Titus said, did not get circumcised. Titus said, no, listen, I'm not going to be circumcised. I'm not a Jew. I don't have any inheritance in
Hold on, so
Israel,
only
but
the
I'm
Jews,
not.
Only the Jews were supposed to get circumcised?
Excuse me? You could be circumcised.
Hold on. Was only the Jews supposed to be
No,
circumcised?
circumcision. No, you
So
could be
what are you
circumcised.
talking about? Why are you hawking on circumcision right now?
Because I'm trying to let you know if Titus was truly sold out to the faith in Israel, he would have been circumcised.
Hold on. So you saying that everybody in the Bible was circumcised?
No.
So what are you saying?
Abraham wasn't circumcised until he got circumcised. God, matter of fact, he came in the covenant. He came in the covenant with Abraham. Come in the covenant with God in circumcision or outside of
Yes, he
circumcision.
did. Did Abraham circumcise everybody in this house?
Yeah,
even the other nations.
of course he did.
Even the other nations.
Of course he did.
So what are you harking on about circumcision?
Well, the whole point is this. The whole point is salvation is not based on that. Anybody can be saved, brother. That's
Where?
my whole point.
What scripture is that?
Anybody can be. Romans 10 to 13. I've been telling you that.
So-
Whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved.
So what did Christ say that he was here to save his people?
That's what he first came to.
So Christ changed his mind.
No, that was always his goal.
So Christ came to save his people.
Yes,
And his people were the Israelites.
yes.
So what are you talking about?
And then extend salvation to all.
It never
so
said
what
that.
does it mean to be saved?
To be saved
Yeah.
is to know, number one, that you've been quickened by the Spirit. That you've been made alive.
Look, let me show
That
you
the
what
Christ, the salvation price by
Let me
God
show you what it
has
means.
been provided through Christ for the whole world.
Look, and this
through
is-
his crucifixion on the cross.
Hey, this is in the New Testament.
Yeah.
This is what this means to be saved.
New covenant. Let's lose that word from now.
What?
New covenant.
So we in the New
You
Covenant?
don't want to deal with that. You don't want to deal with that. That's a fact.
Because testament is just a translation.
So
They got that from Jerome.
what you got?
And I'm not talking about from the Martin
You got the
show.
New Covenant.
Hey,
They
so,
got that's a translation.
Go ahead.
so look, you said being saved is to know something, right? Is that all? To be saved.
No, it had the Romans 8, verses 9 to 17. Paul said
What? Hold on. I'm with this brother. What's up with this brother in Rome or Paul, man?
Bro.
He's stuck on Paul.
He won't pull no scripture
I
unless
just-
it's Paul.
No, I did quote from John. Jesus said it's the spirit that gives life.
Who was he talking to?
He's talking to Hebrews.
Okay, so who was Paul
But
talking
that's
to?
universal. Anybody who believes can obtain salvation. No? Just the Hebrews.
Absolutely.
And just the black man.
So everybody can repent, right?
Anybody.
All right, let's go to Hebrews 12.
Anybody.
Let's go to Hebrews 12.
You can't go to Hebrews.
Revelations 21 and 12.
You can't
too.
go to
Show 'em-
Hebrews.
show 'em
Because
what
that's
heaven
Paul,
looks like.
isn't it? You're going to tell me I can't read
Let's see
from
what Paul
Romans,
said.
but you can read
Let's see
Hebrews?
what Paul said, though, because you're a liar. Go ahead.
This
No,
is Hebrews
man.
chapter 12 and verse 16.
Watch this.
Salvation is
Lest
for
there
all
be
people.
any fornicator or profane person as
Yeah.
Esau.
Who is Esau,
Yeah.
Mr. William? Who is Esau?
He's one of the sons of twin Jacob had.
All right, go ahead.
Who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright.
Yeah.
For ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected. For he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears.
I thought everybody can be saved then. Because if you ain't got no repentance, you can't be saved. You want me to answer that, brother?
No, you ain't got to answer it because how many who's he
Hey,
talking
go to
to?
Romans,
No,
go to
wait, hold
Romans 3,
on.
man.
No.
Don't listen to
wait,
him. Go to
wait.
Romans 3, man.
Don't listen to me.
Don't listen to him.
Don't listen
Go
to
to
me.
Romans 3 and
Don't listen to me. Is that it? Let the scripture speak. Who's Paul talking to?
We start at verse 1.
This is Romans chapter 3 and verse 1.
Yeah.
What advantage then hath the Jew?
Hold on, read it again.
What advantage then hath the Jew?
What advantage did